Oops. Lesson 109, equations with exponents. So in an equation, like, this is one we've done before, x plus 3 equals 10. The exponent on the variable is a non-visible number 1. So you don't see the 1, but the exponent is actually a 1 on the x. And we don't write it if it's a 1. So if you see an equation where the exponent is higher than a 1, so like this one, x squared equals 49, you look at the 2, and that's a clue. And the clue is there will be 2 solutions. We can use, I don't know if you guys know this shorthand, SOLN stands for solution. So I just have SOLNS for solutions. So when we take the square root of both sides, on the right side we have to do plus or minus the square root of 49. And we talked about this last week. When we talked about x squared, we'll have 2 solutions. So x, the square root of x squared is just x, equals plus or minus 7, which is the square root of 49. To undo squared, something that's squared, to undo squared, we take the square root of both sides. So that's that square root of both sides. And that's what we do here. So we're going to do some examples. Well, at least one example. 2x squared plus 3 equals 21. So we solve for x squared. We want to isolate x squared. Get it by itself, just like we do when we're solving for x. So we're going to start by subtracting 3 from both sides. We get 2x squared equals 18. Then we divide by 2. You get x squared equals 9. Then we need to take the square root of both sides. This becomes plus or minus the square root of 9. So x equals plus or minus 3. Remember the clue here. This 2 told us that there will be 2 solutions. So to remember to have the plus and minus. This is probably the biggest thing that kids forget, is that there's going to be 2 solutions when you have an x squared equal to something. Sometimes when we cross multiply, we get an x squared. So here's an example. If we had x divided by 2 equals 50 divided by x, we can cross multiply and say x times x equals 2 times 50. So x squared equals 100. Take the square root of both sides. This will be plus or minus. So square root of x squared is x equals plus or minus 10. So we could have those 2 solutions. That's the end of the lesson.